Welcome to episode 2 of Sam Talks Cars. So to explain what this series is about, I basically talk cars. I talk about the comments from the previous episode. So for example, in this episode, I'll be talking about episode 1. And in the next episode to come, I'll be talking about this episode here. So please comment below and I will mention it in a comment and I'll talk about it. So ask a question, anything about cars. I talk about GTIs and Rs and stuff like that quite a lot. But yeah, anything to really help you out and to go through that. But let's get straight into this one. Let's go through the comments from the previous episode. So first comment here. I'd buy the Mark 8. The massive difference is the new Haldex with torque vectoring. This is night and day. Finding a Haldex that handles, I think many forget this major upgrade. So thank you so much for the comment there. And yeah, I couldn't agree more. From the times that and the experiences that I've had in the Mark 8 Golf, I'm very fortunate enough that the owners have allowed me to drive them, particularly the first owner back in April now, and I also drove one pretty well spec from Ep2 exhaust, and they invited me back about a week later to do another bit more in-depth drive. You know, I sort of drove it around for sort of like 45 minutes, so I got a really good feel for the car, and that all sort of built up from previous drives that I've had. Yeah, I think, well, I know what you're saying in terms of I think many people forget about this major upgrade. I think it's the only upgrade personally from my personal, driving it. I have a Mark 7 Golf R myself, and I've been fortunate enough to drive many different cars this year, mainly Mark 7s and Mark 8, so I can have a good sort of reflection on them both, from the GTIs to the Club Sports to the Rs. And that sort of rear end, to be able to be a little bit more agile, a little bit more playful, is great. It's not like too extreme, and don't get me wrong, the drift mode stuff is very artificial, but just to make it a little bit more fun to drive, and think more Focus RS, but with still all the daily refinement. I think it's a great car. Yeah, I couldn't praise it anymore, and I couldn't recommend it anymore. The only thing that I will say is the price is very high, as with all new cars. So that's the only thing. But yeah, 100% couldn't agree with you anymore. It's a big difference, and yeah, thank you for the comment. Next comment, enjoyed that episode, Sam. I've had a GTI 245 PS on order since July, which was originally scheduled for October and has since been delayed until January. That's January 2022. I'm filming this on the 27th of November 2021. However, the car still hasn't been allocated a build week, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was delayed even further. So it looks like the used car bubble is here to stay for a little while longer. So thank you so much for the comment. And yeah, I'm really sorry that your car's been delayed. I think that's just the way it is at the moment. Yeah, this bubble isn't gonna pop. Cars are becoming very much assets more than they've ever have been. Manufacturers can't churn them out as much as they used to because of just everything going on. We've already had talks, unfortunately, again the last couple of days about new variants. These kind of things just ultimately, they stop the world. Simple as that. So cars are just a small part of that. So yeah, certainly not a bubble that's going to pop. Yeah, and you'll get the car and you'll enjoy it when you do. I think it's a really good car. I'm in talks with an owner who has a Mark 8 GTI. That's the one car, the base car, that I would like to drive and to try out. And I have driven the standard GTI from the Mark 7, and I really did enjoy the Mark 7.5. As you can see from previous episodes, I've got loads of content on the channel, so check out the playlists. GTI TCR, normal GTI, Mark 8 Golf R, Club Sport 45. If you want to know about them, it's all on my channel on different playlists. So yeah, I hope that helps. But yeah, thank you so much for the comment, and yeah, I really couldn't agree more. And yeah, good luck and congratulations on your new car. Next comment. So I've got 3 questions, Sam. Well, go for it. Why not? Do you think VW is up with Merc, BMW, or Audi now with their new models? What's your fav Golf R32R? What do you think is VW's worst car models? Okay, so a couple of questions there. Thank you so much for commenting. Do you think VW's up there with Merc, BMW, or Audi now? No. is a simple answer to that. VW can't be up there with Audi because it doesn't make sense. Audi's the more premium car. They're the same company. It's the VW and Audi group, so it can't be better. In terms of BMW and Mercedes, no, I think BMW, Mercedes and Audi all compete with each other. VW is the sub-brand to Audi. Sub-brand, I say. And also they messed up a lot of the infotainment, so that was one thing. So I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. But in terms of actually, I suppose, the driving dynamics, I think they're just every bit as good. It's the same car. The Audi RS3, for example, has the same torque vectoring, which the previous comment came and talked about. It's the same car, just another 100 horsepower, and obviously that 2.5 litre engine. But yeah, you can whack another, what, 20 grand on it, just for that. So yeah, it's up there in terms of the way it handles and performs. But in terms of like quality and stuff, it's not, you know, they're cars in different leagues. But I like the underdog. I think that's what's cool about it. What's your favourite Golf R32R? I've never driven the R32. My favourite Golf R is the Mark 7. Personally, obviously, I own one. I put my money where my mouth is. Ultimately, I think if the Mark 8R wasn't in this era of crazy car prices, yeah, it would have been that. But when I consider the whole package, price included, for me, the Mark 8 Golf R is not worth 15, 20 grand more than a Mark 7. That's just my personal opinion from my drives. But it's the better car to drive and stuff. To be honest with you, it's faster. It's got a lot more improvements in that regards. But yeah, for me, and obviously the letdowns a little bit. The infotainment does take the shine off the car. I do see them. There's one with a performance pack, his blue one, 19-inch wheels. Looks absolutely stunning, beautiful. Doesn't look like the guy ever drives it, but it sits there, and I like looking at it. But yeah, it's not my favourite, and Mark 7, yeah, is certainly the one to go for. What do you think is VW's worst car models? I don't know. I don't like to think about kind of like the worst things, to be honest with you. I think they all make great cars. I'm a car enthusiast. I like all cars. Simple as that. So yeah, that's my answer. But thank you for your comment. Final comment. Hi Sam, what do you think of the Golf GTE 2019 year? Any good or not? Heard that can get a GTE advanced when it comes with a good spec. I don't know anything about the GTE, so I cannot comment really at all on that. Electric for me is still in a very early infancies. I think if you got yourself into an electric car, or even if it was a previous electric car, you're going to lose a lot of money. Simple as that. They're just, tech is changing so quickly. Think of your phone. Think of how many updates you have on your phone every single week and count them for every single application you have. That's exactly what it's like in the car and the electric world, in my opinion. Look at the updates Tesla are churning out. You can buy a car and it's out of date in a second, just like that. And then you have to pay for an update or an upgrade or something like that. It's just madness. And I'm certainly not getting involved, certainly not until I absolutely have to, which will unfortunately probably be in the next sort of couple of years. But yeah, for now, I would probably stay away from stuff like the GT. I don't understand the purpose of electric cars other than the amazing tax benefits that people do, which is why you see everyone driving around in Teslas, because most of them are business owners. But yes, thank you for the comment there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Comment below, and I'll speak about it next time. Cheers, guys.